Welcome back, where it is a unique experience just to be you here at Lovely Being You. So, growing up, one of my friends or my girlfriends could not come out to play one day. I don't know whether they were out of town. My besties were just not around. So, there were these grown girls who were hanging around the block. So, this is when I had moved into my mother's house, and, I wasn't allowed to go past the front, the front entrance. I could go to the corner store, but what were you going to the corner store if you didn't have money for it, So I had to stay in front. So the grown girls were hanging out there, and they were doing each other's hair, and they were talking like, big girls or whatever. So I thought. So, I was hanging out with them, and, they were having their conversations and talking about boyfriends and stuff. And, I didn't know anything about that at the time because, I was little. So I was hanging around them, and one of the girls said, so I got a boyfriend. And everybody said, you got a boyfriend? Yeah. And, what's his name? His name is Tyrone. And he took me to the store the other day, and she was telling these stories and be like, wow, she got a boyfriend. And they said, shh, don't tell nobody. So, I was hanging out with them, and again, these were the big girls. So they were talking about things that I had no idea about and I shouldn't even be talking about. So I got upstairs, and I guess, I had already had the body language down because I was hanging out with the big girls. So my mother said, you smell like outside. You better go in that bathroom and get yourself together. And I didn't hear what she said. So I turned around and I said, what? And pat, she slapped me like nobody's business. I said, oh my goodness. And she said, let me tell you something, little sister. One thing we are not going to have here, we're not going to have that grown girl behavior in here. I don't know who it was that you was hanging out outside with, but you will not be hanging out with them again. And you know what? I did not hang out with them again because after seeing what that body language and that grown behavior that I brought into the house, and she checked me at the door. I wasn't even in the house for 5 good minutes before she checked me. And that's when I realized that you don't want to hang out with people who sometimes are not really in your circle of friends. Now, sometimes we're going to meet people where they are. We're not going to be judgmental, but we still have to use certain decision making. Okay, we have to use our better judgment at times, because sometimes we're going to hang out with people who we don't share as much in common with, and we get checked. Now, you don't always have your mother checking you, but different experiences will check you. That will put you in a different seating, and where you say, you know what, I'm learning from this experience. Now, again, we're not judging other people, but we are realizing that our position, we have to really, be very selective with who we choose in our circle, of friends, because sometimes, as the old saying goes, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. Sometimes water seeps its own level, but also sometimes you're giving a person a chance, and you're going to have to learn a hard lesson sometimes when you give a person a chance and you hang out with them, and they're not necessarily who you should be hanging out with, okay? So let us keep that in mind, and let us always learn and grow, because that's what we're here to do. Learn and grow and live our lives to the best of our ability. So thank you so much for joining us here. Lovely being you.